Hello, I'm Martha with the Gunmas. Carolyn is not able to be with me this video. She's away. So I was wondering what I should do by myself in this video, and my husband suggested I give this testimony. So a little background about my testimony. I joined the Unification Church when I was 18 because my two older sisters witnessed to me who were members, and that brought me to the time when I was fundraising for the church and had this experience. It started way back in 1974 when I was on a fundraising team. I was in St. Louis. I'd had a rough day fundraising. I was finally making some money, and a young man joined me out of nowhere on the strip where I was fundraising, going restaurant to restaurant basically and shop to shop. And he asked me what I was doing, and so I started to witness to him because he seemed like a nice young man. We're probably about the same age. Then we walked a ways, and then suddenly he pulled a stick out of his jacket and told me to give him my money that I had raised. not my money really, but the money that people had given to me all day, and said he beat me. So I don't recommend what I did. I tried to convince him not to take the money because it was blood money and people had given to this cause from their heart, from their blood, sweat, and tears. But he didn't care about that, of course, and proceeded to beat me. And finally he got it, and he took off with it. So thanks be to God, I got right up, and I was bleeding a lot from the head, but I wasn't badly hurt. But the nice ladies in the restaurant that I went to after that called the ambulance for me. So anyhow, that's the beginning of the story, which meant that I had to have a time of recovery. And so I went to like the regional place for our fundraising team in that region and rested for a while. And after a short time, the leader of the teams asked me to go out on a team and help with, cooking for the team and just their needs, maybe laundry, I can't remember exactly. So I went out, and for the first week, it was okay. It was a good experience. So by the second week on the team, I was pretty much recovered. I felt a pang in my conscience. I felt like I could be doing more. I mean, there was a lot of times I was just driving around in the van with the team captain, and I could have asked him to, drop me off, and I could go fundraising and get back into it. And, I was going back and forth. I want to, but I don't really want to. And no one's asking me to, so I didn't. And no one had asked me to ever. So at the end of that second week, the regional leader, who was usually very kind to me, got very upset with me, got very angry at me. I didn't go along with what my conscience was telling me, what I felt God wanted me to do. And so I was really upset. And I cried and cried all night. I repented and cried and felt sorry for myself too. And then I finally fell asleep for a short while and had a dream. And in this dream I was in a very dark room with 4 doors, and suddenly one door opened and a light came in, and True Mother came in the room. So she came up to me with tears in her eyes. In her hands was a $50 bill, and she put it in my hands and held onto my hands and said, "Thank you so much for your hard work." And then I woke up, and I could have done anything then. I felt God loved me, and I knew God loved me, and I felt like God was with me and I could do anything. I was all better. I could just go fundraising again, and I was so happy. And this was just at this time, the regional leader was wanting to have a challenge for people. These challenging teams where each person would challenge to make $1,000 a day. and I'd never even done that once. But anyhow, I was asked to be on this team, and I accepted, and there was so much prayer and so many conditions made by people for us to be successful. And it was so easy. I just started making $1,000 a day, it seemed like, right away. And I just kept moving. That was my method. I just kept running from place to place. I figured if I met as many people as possible, I could reach the goal. And I was able to. This was really a testimony to me that God was with me. Then, many years went by, many years. Well, that was 1974, so yeah, and I've done many things, and there's been many difficult times, many times when I've abandoned God, and many times when I didn't, I forgot that God loved me and that God was with me, and that all I had to do was ask Him. I just forgot about Him. I'm sorry to say, to many people maybe I didn't look like that, but I know that. Now I'm here in Pennsylvania, and I'm with True Father's successor, the second king, and I had an experience that reminded me of this experience in 1974. So our True Mother Kong, who remained faithful to our True Father, she passed away in this past March in this year. And before she went to Spirit World, she gave many gifts through Tomomi-san, and she gave me a $50 bill. And immediately this dream came back to me, and immediately the same feeling of so much love from God, from True Father, showered on me. This $50 bill is only significant to me because it made me realize God has been with me this whole time, even though I abandoned Him, even through thick and thin, even when I didn't believe that He was with me, He was always there. I was reminded of a favorite verse that I came upon when I realized who True Father really was, basically fairly recently, and I'm going to read that verse now. So Revelations 2:3-4. I know you are enduring patiently and bearing up for my name's sake, and you have not grown weary. But I have this against you, that you have abandoned the love you had at first. And that's what I feel I had done, and I don't want to do that anymore. So I know that many of us feel that we are insignificant. Many things happen in our lives, so we don't believe that God is with us, that God loves us, that God cares for us. But we aren't insignificant, and I truly believe that He is asking us at this time to, if we believe in Him, and if we love Him and we want to feel His love for us and for others, then we must do what He is asking us to do at this time. We must stand strong. We must be brave Christians. We must understand that we can't just sit idly by. And this is the main reason why Carolyn and I are so strongly for the Second Amendment and for owning and mastering firearms. And because this way we can be shepherds together with Jesus, with Christ, to others, protect ourselves and protect others. So thank you for joining me at this time.